Ever wonder how filmmakers get those buttery smooth shots without much setup? It is not magic, it is a gimbal. Stable camera movement equals high production value footage, and it is a game changer for many filmmakers. Over the years, I've used a variety of different gimbals, from the large Ronins to the small lightweight Ronins like the RS2 here. And today we're going to look at why a gimbal matters, how to set up a gimbal like the RS2 here, and a few tips. Let's dive in. Shaky camera footage looks unprofessional, yet camera movement is a key and fundamental element to cinematography. 65% of people link smooth footage to high production value, according to no film school. Lightweight gimbals like this have a few benefits. They're lightweight, they support professional cameras up to 10 pounds, and they are easy to set up. No lay and dolly track, and no setting up a slider to get that smooth shot. Gimbals like this use IMU sensors and 3-axis motors for pan, tilt, and roll to get stable shots. But before we can even dive into balancing those motors, we have to set up the camera. Today we are using a Sony a7R5, but I've used a variety of other cameras, including the Sony FX3. First, you gotta grab the camera, take the plate, and look where the arrows are. Attach the plate and make sure the arrows are pointing forward and back. Tighten the screw. Make sure it's pretty tight. And then you will take it and load it onto the gimbal. There's another plate here that is used for balancing the tilt, and you'll attach the camera there. Once it slides all the way in, make sure you lock it in place so it doesn't slide off. Now that we have the camera loaded, we are going to balance the tilt and roll. Now, the pan matters as well, but in my experience, a lot of times, since I use around the same size camera, I don't really have to mess with the pan as much. So first, we're going to mess with the tilt. Oh, and look at that. Camera is already pretty stable. Basically what you want is when you unlock it, you don't want it to move at all. But we have one key element that kind of throws that off. We have a lens cap still attached. Pull it off. Still pretty good, still pretty good. Sometimes having that extra weight on the front will throw off the tilt. Now you relock that back in place. Now we are going to check out the roll. It's a little off there, so we're going to loosen that up. And then we're going to push that over, kind of go back and forth. Until we get it about right. And if you don't, the problem is if you do not have these set up correctly, it will eat at the battery and potentially damage the motors. Lock it in. Now there's also ways to do the pan. I am not quite an expert at it. It's basically a matter of how you lift this and if it moves. Generally, since I use about the same kind of cameras on it, it doesn't really move. But if you're going back and forth between different kinds of cameras, you might need to rebalance the pan. Now from here, you can unlock all the motors and power it up. Once you hear the ding, it will turn everything on, and from there you will want to run the calibration. You can also run the calibration from the DJI Ronin app. And now you're good to go. Now, if you make any kind of changes, like you change the lens, or if you add a filter, you're going to want to rebalance and recalibrate. Now, as for a few tips, you have what is called the ninja walk. It's when you bend your knees and walk from heel to toe while holding the gimbal. This is to help absorb the impact of your walks and helps keep the camera stable. Another tip is for lenses, you're going to want to keep everything under 50 millimeters. That is to prevent any kind of jitter. You can use longer lenses, but it is recommended to keep it under 50 millimeters. Now, the last thing is accessories. I'm big about accessories. I have two small rig handles on the side to help me hold on to the gimbal for long hours, because sometimes just holding on a single handle is not enough. You know, you wear out your arms. So I always like to work with two if I can. We also have a small HD monitor here on the back so that we can get a better look at what we're shooting. Sometimes that monitor on the back of the camera is a little too small. You can also attach the control cable for start and stop and to control the ISO. You also have other things like a focus motor that allows you to focus manual lenses, like this Canon here that is a manual lens. I could put some gears on here and run the focus motor from the gimbal. You also have wireless video that you can put on here so that your director can see what's going on. If you found this video helpful, hit like and subscribe and drop a comment below with some of your filmmaking tips. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.